When I was in high school, I went through a real low point in my life. My parents got divorced and I suffered from severe depression. I didn't know who I was and what my purpose in life was. I prayed and blamed God at the same time. Why was my life so bad? During the time they were going through the divorce, they sent me to my grandfather's house so that it would not interfere with my studies. One night, I wanted to end it all. I found the pistol my grandfather had left at home. We had just been to the shooting range a month before and I knew how to use it. I took the gun to my bedroom. I got down on my knees and confessed to God that I had to do this and that I didn't want to be here anymore. I didn't see any hope for the future. My parents' divorce had also hit me very hard. I cried out loud and I put the gun to my head and pulled the trigger. But nothing happened. I pulled the trigger over and over again and it just kept clicking. I threw the gun on the ground and I screamed like I was mad. Later, my grandfather told my parents about my situation. My father found out about it and he took me to the hospital. The doctor prescribed some medicine for me. He later checked and found that the firing pin of the gun was broken, which was obviously not a very normal thing. I then tried other methods, all without success. After a year, I gave up trying and tried to move on with my life. When I was 25, I married my boyfriend, and I'm still with him. But the depression kept tormenting me. Then we had our first child. After having a child, we faced a lot of problems. Not knowing how to raise my child. During this time, I read the Bible a lot, and I always had a lot of doubts. God loves everyone, so why would He send some people to hell? I began to have doubts about my faith. If He loves us, why is there so much suffering in this world? My depression was getting worse and worse. I decided to give up on God. He never really answered me anyway. Did He really exist? What about those who are of a different religion? I decided to give up and choose my own path. And not worry about what others think. It was fairly easy to give up on God. And I felt that if there was a hell, the place I was living now was the real hell. I talked to my husband about it. He knew what I was really thinking. I have always been very honest with him. He said he wanted me to be happy, but the kids couldn't live without their mother and didn't want me to leave them. He suggested that I find a new therapist. I assured him that I would be positive and cooperate with therapy. Every time I went to the therapist's office, I felt better. But after I left there, I would feel depressed again. One night, I had just finished bowling with a friend. I didn't get home until around 9 p.m. My husband and kids were already in bed. I took a shower and made something to eat. I watched TV for a while. I fell asleep on the couch. I suddenly appeared in a dark room. I was confused, but not scared. Then I heard a voice say, "Look." I think it was God, and then a voice started playing, like an old movie projector. Then a light appeared in front of me. It felt like I was watching a movie. The voice said, "This is your life." Then there was darkness again. Then the voice said, "This is your life, how do you see it?" The projector restarted and started playing again, this time with an additional thing on it that looked like an electrocardiogram. In my life, if I do something good, these lines go above the middle line. If I do one wrong thing, it goes below the middle line. It runs through my whole life, with many peaks and valleys on the chart. Then the voice said, "This is your life." I started to cry. He didn't judge me. He had nothing but unconditional love for me. I said to him, "Can I stay over here?" He said, "I know what you are going through, but your time is not up yet. You have to go back and finish your mission. Trust me, everything will be fine." When I opened my eyes again, I was back on the couch in the living room. Tears had dripped down my shirt. I was in shock. What had happened was so real. A year later, I no longer needed any treatment and I was slowly getting back to my normal life. I had never felt so good about life. I knew God had changed me. He has always been there for us. God bless you.